In today's episode, we'll be talking about how coaches and consultants are filling their calendar with super high quality prospects, with a person who's the mastermind behind many of the well known online coaches and consultants in the market today. Basically, if you see anyone advertising on Facebook with a successful book a call type funnel, there's a good chance they'll be using today's guests to run their ads and funnel or using the same exact strategy. So, welcome to the Coaching Success Secrets podcast. My name is Linna Ling, otherwise known as the Lead Gen Queen and CEO of AdSkills. Today's guest is Zoltan Kato, or as he likes to go by, Zoli. He's known as the highly qualified call booking Jedi who's agreed to come on and has taken the time on his already busy schedule to be here on today's podcast episode and share his unique and unconventional approach to consistently and predictably fill the calendar of his clients with qualified calls. So, welcome to the podcast, Zoli.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. I'm so glad you accepted my invitation. And, I've also got my notebook and my pen right here with me, and I'm ready to take lots and lots of notes.
Awesome. Just don't light the paper on fire. Yeah, let's dive straight in and try to get through as much as possible. We have a lot to cover.
Great, let's get into it.
Awesome. So today I want to share with you and your audience what I'm seeing with my clients that are working amazingly well right now. And it's easy for me to talk about that and give you some actionable step by step instructions for your listeners to implement.
Great. So you're going to lay out everything for me. And that's exactly what I need right now because I've run one of these book a call funnels myself. So I am super intrigued.
Correct. And I think a lot of people who come on these podcasts are often talking about strategies and tactics that worked well maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and they're still dining out on it. That's something I'm not interested in. So I think we can just keep this really tactical and actionable and make it super high value for your audience.
Amazing. I just love that. So let's do it. So, Zoli, over these last couple of months, I never really heard of much about you, but lately I have been seeing your name pop up when it comes to coaches and consultants having their calendars filled up with qualified appointments. So I had to make sure that we got you on here as a guest because booking qualified calls is really something that people continue to struggle with, especially right now. I know I've struggled with it and my clients have struggled with it for sure. So just tell us, how did you come to be the call funnel booking guy? And pretty much, since you're so famous behind closed doors, how did this all come to be?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just like a lot of marketers, I had my fair share of trials and errors of trying to run lead ads, messenger ads, low ticket offers, and everything in between to get qualified booked calls. And I started to see the same thing over and over again with every single client that came to me that wanted to work with me. I too was in the same spot of struggling, not being able to grow because I wasn't able to get the numbers of calls needed that were qualified enough, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I knew something had to change, but I didn't know at that time what it was yet, though.
So, what was it exactly that got you into finding ways to book more high quality calls on your client's calendar and also on your own?
Well, I knew that other coaches and consultants had the same problem, and all these people were coming and wanting to work with me and were looking at me to solve that problem. Then I thought to myself, there must be something here that I should really focus on trying to figure out. And it was worth figuring out. So I started listening to what everybody was saying about webinar or VSL funnels, and they were talking about the textbook traditional way of doing it, having an opt-in page, a VSL page, an application page, a schedule page, and a thank you page, and then a high ticket sales call on the phone. So if you wanted to get high ticket clients, that's the way you should do it. I'm sure you've heard the same things yourself, right?
Absolutely. So the question is, how can somebody make this same VSL funnel work for their business when it seems like everybody else is doing the same thing?
That's the million dollar question, right? Well, when everybody is going one way and telling you one thing to do in a certain way, you should probably just go right in the opposite way. First principle approach is to question what they say, reject their idea, and begin to break each component down and figure out yourself. Just because it has been done that way doesn't mean you need to do it that way too. And I knew that was the case because the more people were speaking about doing things in a certain way, the less and less effective it becomes for everyone else anyway. But it also becomes more like the blind leading the blind, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's exactly what I did when everyone was telling me if you want high ticket clients, then you need to do a VSL funnel this exact way. Instead, I thought there must be a different way, a better way. And that's exactly what I ended up finding when I discovered what I use and implement now for myself and my clients. So I went and signed up and consumed loads of free information. Probably watched all the YouTube videos, clicked on any ad that I saw, downloaded every free lead magnet cheat sheet, signed up for every bootcamp, bought courses, watched every VSN webinar on the topic. I even spent probably over $10,000 on different courses that weren't really useful as they were only giving me one piece of the puzzle. And as we all know, it's rarely one thing you need, it's the combination of parts and within a specific order that really matters and moves the dial.
Right. So, what happened next to have you put all that knowledge into action?
Well, I can tell you what I didn't do. I didn't go back to trying DMing people to do cold email or run ads the same way I was doing before. All that was a complete waste of time, money, and effort.
So, how did you get clarity over all these things and on what to do?
That happened when I came across somebody who initially sounded like everyone else on the market, but there was something that stood out and seemed a bit different about him and his method. So I hired this new coach, and he shared with me this really simple framework, which I know had worked for him really, really well personally. So well, he used that exact framework to scale multiple of his own businesses in completely different niches by booking qualified inbound appointments and closing thousands of new clients.
So, it sounds more like a mentor, right? Like somebody who's already done what you're looking to do.
Yes, we can say that. He took me under his wing and helped me get clarity over the whole process.
Okay. So, now that you've got this person to help you, what did you do next?
The first thing I did was I started trying it on my own business. In fact, I got so busy using it, I don't have a sales team, it's just me. And so I just had too many appointments on my calendar now. And then those people who were wanting me to run ads for their offers to get them appointments too, I started testing these things on them too. And at first, some of the people started saying, I've already tried this. And it was a similar story to me, but they didn't try it in the exactly the same way.
So, what is it that you think that they missed when it comes to your approach?
I think, well, now I know for sure they missed one big thing when it came to the messaging, which we all know is important. But the subtle switch in the messaging really was the secret sauce behind why this works so well. I guess you can say it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
And what happened to the people who did see the power of your system and they ended up working with you?
As soon as I started it doing for those business owners or clients, if you will, they saw immediate results the same way as I did. they started to get more appointments. We started to refine the process to fit their business even better. And we started seeing clients going from a shy 10 grand a month to 30, 40 grand a month in sales. So essentially 3xing, 4xing their businesses in as little as 30 days.
Wow.
And other people who were like 50K per month in sales, they were doubling or tripling their business in record time as well to like 100K, 150K per month.
So I just wanted to take a moment right here and ask you, how did it feel helping all these people achieve their goals?
Oh, okay. That's a great question, actually. I think the first thing I felt was the security knowing we have developed and refined the system that is working now. And it was just the case of making it available to more people, back it up with the results of others to remove any doubt from their mind and continue to hone it as we've seen the results people were getting. And what happened next, it took me by surprise, even though I knew it was working. I mean, it's gotten crazy since. Like people with already established businesses started reaching out to me. They were piling in my inbox and DMs and wanting me to help them because they were also struggling to find a way or ways to book more qualified calls for themselves or for their clients.
Oh, wow. So it seems like you became the go to person pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't stop there. A lot of agency owners started coming to me, a lot of media buyers or freelancers as well. A lot of people that are running these bigger info businesses and they were like, "How are you doing it? Can you help me too? Can you do it for me as well?" And I guess that's in a way of how I got this reputation now for doing this for people, and that's what people come to me for.
Well, that's the dream, right? Helping as many people as you can to achieve their biggest goals that they never thought were possible.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to see my clients achieve their goals and come to the meeting with a big smile on their face.
Okay, so how do you actually do it? How do you do it to get so many qualified book calls for your clients?
Okay, I can break it down at a high level how it works for those who are listening. And those who are interested, I can give it to them for free as well. So here's how it works. It's basically all built around congruency and making sure the transition from each step happens smoothly and seamlessly. There are three important phases. Phase one is a search, where we learn about your business, and based on those learnings, we install our system. Phase two is rescue. Now you already have data about what's working and what's not, so we focus on the winners. Phase three is destroy. Having those clear winners, we make sure to destroy your competition so you become the no brainer go to person in your niche.
Okay, so it's search, rescue, and destroy, right? Just like in the army.
Exactly. And just like in the army, if there is no connection between steps or phases, you cannot succeed. And most of the time, the people I speak to, they need a way to see how these connections are made between each step of the funnel in order to get the qualified booked calls. And obviously, that's different for every business.
So, how can you help people see these connections even better?
If anyone is interested, they can book a call and I'll essentially take them through these three phases and show them each part of it so they can see how they can refine it to get more qualified booked calls. And if they want my help with it, that's fine too.
Okay, so you definitely have me convinced after explaining this. And if anybody is listening and you're not yet convinced, what do you think is the best way for others to get a similar outcome to what you've been able to accomplish?
Oh, good question. Well, I think they really have only three options at the moment. The first, they can stay where they are and not take any action. That way, I guarantee they'll still be struggling a year from now, or they might even go out of business by this time. And I think that's scary. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. Secondly, they can take a go at it on their own, go through all the trials and errors, waste money, and most importantly, their time to possibly make it. There are no guarantees, right? So I won't recommend this option either. It's hard and time consuming. The third option, by far the easiest and fastest way for them to scale their business beyond 100K a month, is they can book a call with me by clicking the button below this video and fast track their success without them having to do anything.
Okay, so let's just talk about that last option for a moment. You have a system that helps a group of coaches and consultants who are truly committed to taking action when it comes to scaling their online business from, say, $30,000 to $100,000 a month and beyond in the next 90 days using paid advertising.
Correct. And lately, we were helping dozens of those people get amazing results like this.
So, how can people get in touch with you if booking high quality calls is actually something that they want?
It's pretty simple and easy. All they have to do is book a time slot that fits them, and on the call, I'll share how somebody can take this call booking system and install it in their business. If they want my help with it, that's cool, no problem. If I've got an opening and potentially we might even be able to work together, I'm sure you can put a button or link somewhere around this video if that's good with you.
Sure, that's great. We'll add a button so someone can book a call with you, Zoli. Thanks so much for coming on today and just sharing these valuable thoughts with me and our audience. And if anybody hasn't already been sure to grab Zoli's free call that he mentioned, you can just go to zoltankato.com/call, or better yet, even easier, click that button below this video somewhere. You'll be able to book a call with him and he'll be able to talk you through his approach and how you can benefit from it. So thanks again for coming on, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Thank you for hosting me and speak to you soon.